And this is Ken Kraetzer at Mikey Stadium on Army Media Day. I have a chance to talk with one of the Army seniors, as Kelvin White. And Kelvin started his career at West Point as a quarterback, moved to the tight end position last year. What was it like for you to make that switch from quarterback to playing as a receiver, the tight end position here at West Point?
Um, the biggest part of the switch was the physicality of the game. As a tight end in the trenches, you gotta knock some guys around, and as a quarterback, you can kind of get away with being a prima donna and like a pretty boy kind of. And I think the biggest part for me was learning the techniques and how to be a lineman and how to block from being a quarterback. Because as a quarterback, you have to know what everyone's job is on the field, and I think that helped me out in my transition. And I think it took away from me having to learn what to do, and necessarily now I had to find out how to do it. So I think that was a upper hand for me.
Okay, Kelvin, where are you from, and why did you decide to come here to West Point?
I'm from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, a small town called Enola. About 3.5 hours from here, and I decided to come to West Point because I felt like it was the best opportunity I had, and I wanted to play Division I football on here at Mikey Stadium. Because when I came here, I fell in love with the whole entire post, and um, that's why I came here.
Absolutely. Now we got to ask you, going out to Penn State this season, early in the year. Do you know anybody on the Penn State team? Have you been out to a game there in Happy Valley?
Yeah, I know a lot of guys on the team, and it's definitely something I look forward to. Going back to Penn State and playing in Happy Valley, because growing up, you go up there a lot on the weekends, and you see a game, and there's 110,000 people there, and there's really nothing like that experience. And the fact that I get to play there and it's close to home, I'm looking forward to it. And I talk to the guys on the team that I know pretty regularly, and they're pretty excited too. So
I'm sure they want to see you, and going in that big stadium will be something we're all looking forward to. Now, tell us a little bit about your academic side here at West Point. What's your major?
I'm currently an engineering management major with a general track. It's in the systems department. Um, really enjoy it. The systems department's a great department, and I think it was the best fit for me.
Terrific. And how did you learn to manage your time to be a football player at West Point, to be a student, and then do all those things that you do here for your military duties in the Corps of Cadets?
Um, I'm a firstie, and I'm still learning how to manage my time accurately. So I would say that I've just been doing my best, and not necessarily I don't do everything right per se, but I really try to do everything to the best of my ability. And if I can, if anything that's worth doing, anything that is worth doing is worth overdoing. So, I'm not a real big guy of moderation. So I try to do it to my best ability all the time.
Absolutely. And just tell us a little bit about for the Army offense that we watched for a number of years in the option, there were slot backs, and really without a tight end. Now we have you as a tight end, and you're a big guy, and you said you're doing quite a bit of blocking. How is it different being a tight end versus a slot back in kind of the older versions of the option?
Well, the good thing about the offense that we're in now is we have tight ends and we have slot backs. So we have wide receivers as well. Um, the big thing is hopefully I can help the team out by, being a tight end, but also being able to help out on the outside, as well as not necessarily playing slot back, but doing some of the things that slot backs do as well, but having a little bit bigger body type. So we look forward to that.
Absolutely, and just being a leader here at West Point is so important. And now you've got a lot of young players on the team, a lot of freshmen players from the prep school coming to join. What is it? How do you work with them to kind of mentor them, to kind of show them the way things are done here at West Point, and how things should be done on the football team?
The easiest way to do that here is by example. So it's really hard to tell someone to do something that you don't personally do yourself. So anything that I tell one of the younger guys to do, I try to make sure I police myself and do that to my best of my ability as well.
Okay. And anything in particular you're looking forward to in your senior season between football and all the military activities that you'll have?
Well, most recently coming up, excuse me, is we get our rings, and that's a huge deal at West Point, and I'm really looking forward to getting my ring, and obviously graduation. But first things first, we gotta win some games and end this streak against Navy.
Yeah, well, we're going to look forward to watching you play, and the ring tradition here at West Point is certainly very special. And our best wishes from everyone at the American Legion. We look forward to seeing you this season, especially that big day at Happy Valley.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Kraetzer.
Thank you. This is Ken Kraetzer at Michie Stadium for Sons of the American Legion.